It's time for some more Boy Green Daily. Stock up, stock down on all things Jets camp. Buckle your seatbelts, baby. Here we go. Zoinks! It is unequivocally the Super Bowl for New York Jet fans. Field Yates, baby. Field Gosh darn Yates. Let's bring him on the show. Come on, people. Connor Rogers is joining the show. What's up, Connor? But Trevor Gosh darn Sycamore, baby, for me, personally, my favorite New York Jet of all time.
Wow, it's great to be on. What an intro that was right there.
Paul, nobody does an intro like you, man.
Paul, you give the best intro of literally any podcast that I've ever been.
I'm gonna lose my gosh darn bananas. Hey everybody, welcome. Sorry for the technical difficulties here, but this is Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets talk video program live every morning at 7:30. So without further ado, let's bring in our special guest. He is a fellow Jets Twitter diehard alum. I'm not sure if we're going to meet up every year moving forward or how that works, but let's bring him in. It's NYJ Mike. What's up, brother?
Big Paul, dude. All the guys said it. Field Yates, Connor Rogers, Trevor Sycamore. It is a great intro. I'll tell you what.
Well, I appreciate that, brother. Well, first off, how has your life been? It's almost like a documentary. Like, how has your life changed? You know, like Darrelle Revis is. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like Darrelle Revis going to the Hall of Fame this weekend. Joe Klecko going to the Hall of Fame. You were in the Jets Twitter diehard. How has your life changed? Are you even allowed to leave your house? What's going on there?
I leave my house. I get swarmed. I get mobbed. I have to say no flash photography, please. You know, let me have. I'm eating lunch with my kid. Don't take pictures with me. I don't have any children, but I thought it would work for the analogy.
Yeah, that fit.
Yeah.
I like that. Well,
we should meet up every year, though. All the
we should. I mean, honestly, it's a crazy cool club. I know all the time, and hey, I didn't pick all the group, man. So like when I get rocks thrown at me all the time, where you should have included me, I didn't make those decisions. That's above my pay grade. I know, like Jesus, all the time I get it. Like, hey, I loved you there. I rather would have been there than you, but okay, I'm sorry. Fair. But I will say, yeah, you know, incredibly fair. But the thing is, I think it is a cool group. It's a group that'll live on for history. They plan on, from what I hear, doing future episodes and turning into a badass thing. Obviously, right now they got bigger fish to fry with the One Jets Drive and Hard Knocks and all this other jazz coming up. But nonetheless, I'm excited. How about you this offseason? Aaron Rodgers, and now we got football this week, and then every week a Jets game until. Although we get that little bit of a break right before the season after the fourth preseason game with how the new schedule works. But, I mean, basically, we got football, baby.
Paul, man, it just can't be better. We're living in the best timeline. We have Aaron Rodgers, but not just that. We have a competent front office. We have a coach who's a normal man. We have Garrett Wilson and Breece Hall and AVT and Sauce and a young nucleus of maniacs that it just feels different. Everyone's talking about the Jets. You know, it's funny. A couple of weeks ago, Warren Sharp tweeted out a video on vacation.
I saw that.
Like, there's too much Jets content. Everyone's like going, and I thought at that point he was wrong. I was like, it's been 12 years. Leave us alone. Let us have our moment.
Yeah.
But at this point, now there's a lot of hype around the Jets. If he tweeted that now, I'd be like, all right, makes sense.
Yeah. Well, again, and I don't give a flying hoot about Warren Sharp or his dumb mustache.
Yeah.
I am going to let it be known right now. We're recording this live, obviously, on August 1st. I am going to tell you, I'm going to be the most obnoxious person you've ever met. And some people would argue I already am in their lives. And that could be accurate. It's probably accurate. But when the Jets beat the Buffalo Bills, I am going to be just unbelievable. And now all these poor employers that have paid me, my radio station, this show, all of it, and you just have to hear me everywhere. You're like, God damn, I'm in the car. God damn, Boy Green. Go on the YouTube and Twitter. They're like, son of a, this guy is literally everywhere. And I'm just going to be going, yes, Jets
Yep.
Super Bowl every week. Oh, it's gonna be nauseating.
In
Absolutely
those new
nauseating.
uniforms week 1 on September
Mm.
11th with this energy, I don't know. The stadium might explode. It's gonna be unbelievable. It's one of I've never been anticipating an in-person Jet game like this. You know, maybe like 2015 week 16 when they beat the
Yeah, I was there
Patriots.
for that. Oh yeah, yeah.
Um, which I didn't go to for some reason. I don't know why I didn't
What?
go to that game. Yeah,
Oh,
it's so
come on,
stupid.
man. That was
Other
magical.
than that, yeah, like in the last 10 years, you can't pick a close game. I mean, this, Rodgers going to run out of the tunnel, man. Like, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm nervous for my life.
Yeah, the throwback, like I anticipated, so they showed the little tease, but when all the NFL teams were releasing throwbacks, I'm like, okay, the Jets are coming out. I didn't expect it week 1. So when they said week 1, I'm like, maybe.
I thought we'd play
And
like
Rodgers running out of the
the
tunnel.
Texans or something in our throwbacks.
Yes.
Random stuff.
Right, that's supposed to be the homecoming. That's supposed to be, oh, look at us in these great uniforms and watch us. You see this rusty wrench? We're going to beat that team over the head with it. And you're like, oh, yeah, baby. And you kind of get pumped up. So, right, we have not talked about this enough, NYJ Mike, so that's a good point. Let's start there. The Jets will wear their throwback uniforms twice. Now, the reason why it's twice, for those who don't know, the NFL rule is you're allowed to wear alternate uniforms 3 times. Right. The Jets are doing it twice, week 1 and week 4, and then the stealth black, which technically counts as an alternate, which that seems kind of dumb, but anywho, that counts for the Black Friday game with the Dolphins coming up. But talk about the gall from the Jets. They're like, yeah, week 1, Buffalo Bills. Oh, yeah, week 4, Kansas City Chiefs. Yeah, those are the ones. Are you sure? Yes. Cash it in. Check it in. Like that takes some balls. That takes some massive cojones.
In reality, the Jets could have an unbelievable season this year and lose both those games. And you have a little sour taste with these uniforms, but I don't think so. I think they'll, both games are at home. Should win 1 out of the 2. I think I picked them in your contest. I think I picked them to win both those games. So you had
wow.
Yeah, you had the schedule prediction. I like that.
Yes, I do, and we will. We'll get into that. I see a bunch of people have joined since yesterday. So that's amazing. Rivka from Jets X Factor. Okay, guys, keep it coming. I love it. Juicy. So keep pounding those in. We'd appreciate it. So let me delay no more. I know a lot of people want to hear us play the game, and the theme of today's show is stock up, stock down. On all these Jet players, we're heading into the first preseason game. So some of these will be fill in the blank. Some of these I'll throw to you, and you just give me, you just tell me why and give some rationale on what you believe for a stock up or stock down at this point. It doesn't mean if you go stock down, they're dead and we're going to drag them out to be stoned. But, at this current moment in time, where are they at? So what about Zach Wilson? Stock up, stock down.
I'm actually wearing a shirt right now for some reason, but
there you go.
Whatever.
Oh, yeah.
I think stock up. All I've seen from Zach this offseason is the right stuff. He's saying the right things. He has a good attitude. He doesn't look miserable, which, if you're a 22, 23-year-old guy and your organization that said they believe in you and they're going to pick you with this high pick, and they come in and after the season, they say, hey, we're going to bring in a veteran quarterback. You're like, well, this situation worked out great for Zach, where it's a no-brainer, where it's not like he's behind Ryan Tannehill or like a decent veteran where he's like, I'm going to win this job. He knows he's not going to win the job. We don't have to hear about his comment, hey, I'm going to make his life miserable in practice, which I thought was a fine comment actually in the moment anyway. Yeah. And he looks pretty good in practice just based on like the good clips that I've seen. It's not like I see every single rep.
Of course.
So, he makes the highlight. You're like, oh, he looks pretty good. But he's saying all the right things, being normal. Hopefully, maybe they could mold him into something in a couple of years. Worst case, you trade him, but stock up for me.
Let's be honest on what's really happening here on Zach Wilson. Someone has broken into Zach Wilson's house. They put him in a chair and they tied him up. And Aaron Rodgers is like, hey, nice wife, nice kids. I'm going to prance around in your house while you're strapped down watching. I mean, that's ultimately what we're talking about here. This was Zach Wilson's team. And again, they just made the right decision, but I'm just kind of trying to fully paint the picture here that like he was replaced and then forced to sit there and, hey, be cool with this. It's his gig now. Like it's just that's wild. And I
Especially a
think
young guy, you know, like he's
yeah,
a
right. He's like
23-year-old guy.
22 or
Yeah.
23 or something. I think actually he turns, I know it's early August was his birthday. So 22, 23, whatever he's going to turn here. And like, man, that's to your point, wild. It would be perfectly reasonable to be like, what the hell? Even if you idolize the guy, I don't know. Maybe that makes it a little smoother, but man, with all those things considered, I think he's handled it the best possible way you could. Now, let's see. I'm excited to see him in the preseason. Robert Saleh confirmed we're going to see him on a Hall of Fame game and likely many more games to come. So
play him every second. They should have played him last year, week 18 in Miami. Which doesn't matter at this point. But
yeah, it is.
At that point, his confidence was kind of shot. You think Dax Milne is going to go to Zach Wilson's birthday party? His old buddy?
That's where is it? Is he still on Washington? Where is that guy?
He was in like the Jaguars. I don't know. I saw you.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
That would be. We talk about like, hey, Aaron Rodgers in here, him being added to the team. Oh boy.
Right. That's a punch in the gut. Twist the knife. Can't do it.
That could be. Okay, let's do some other stock up, stocks down here. Breece Hall's ACL. Stock up, stock down.
Looks like stock up, right? They say he's optimistic to play week 1. I think that's part of the reason why Dalvin Cook left the building is because stock up on Breece Hall's ACL. I think Cook wants
interesting.
Number of the carries. I saw him quote tweeting stuff about fantasy football. He's like, I'm going to be the best. Draft me here. Can't be the best if you're splitting carries with Breece Hall. So if I had to guess, I know Dalvin's a Florida guy and taxes and I get, look, if he goes to Miami, it is what it is. The Dolphins are also a good team. If he goes to New England, it makes no sense to me because New England, for obvious reasons, New England's not supposed to compete as well this year, which is a great, unbelievable thing to say out loud and be factual.
Yeah, right. Yes.
But yeah, Breece, look, if Breece is playing, I know that it makes a lot of sense for the Jets. You can't give Breece 25 carries on that, surgically repaired knee. So I get that would be my assumption is that Dalvin wants, a lot of carries. And I don't know if he's going to maybe he'll get 12, 13 carries a game with the Jets. So.
All right. Well, I guess coming off of that, stock up, stock down on Dalvin Cook being in a Jets uniform in 2023.
I mean, it has to be stock down only because the stock was so up a couple of days ago. I think on Sunday the betting
high chance he signs and all that other stuff. Yeah.
His words, like he said it.
And literally,
he was minus 400 on the betting sites on Sunday to sign with the Jets. I don't know what the odds are now. I should have looked at before I came on here, but
what is that?
It's can't be that. I don't think after he left the building. So if you told me right now, I don't think he was necessarily doing the whole use the Jets as leverage. Let me stay in the building for 8 hours. Let me have the fans and trainers.
Yeah, that was a long time.
Like if he did really, if that was his overall goal, he's it's a little obnoxious, but I do still think he's going to sign with the Jets. And I think the Jets do need one more piece on offense, one more thing, just a little bit more juice, just in case someone gets hurt. You have more options, more depth. I would have loved DeAndre Hopkins, but I do think the running back makes more sense than adding another receiver.
All right. I had a funny thing here, but I will quip that off and I will just put Sean Payton. I had a longer thing here, but I will leave that in the editing bay. We'll leave that one parked. But Sean Payton. What do you think of that?
What's up with that guy?
What a random dick shot. It's like I think of the movie all the time. Yes Man. Jim Carrey is drunk at a bar and he's supposed to be fighting this guy and he runs up and punches the wrong guy and he's like, what the hell? He's like, I'm the wrong guy. He's like, well, maybe you should be the right guy. And that's it. Like Sean Payton's a drunk guy at that bar scene. He punched the Jets and Robert Saleh and Nathaniel Hackett kind of as a collective because he also took the shots about them being this hyped up Pardox team. I'm like, what the hell? It just seemed odd. Well, I don't know how else to put it. Yeah.
It was weird because the media coverage immediately was like, Sean Payton's so calculated. Everything he does is for a purpose. And then he came out himself and said 40 minutes after the interview, he regretted saying it. So I don't think it was super calculated. I think he kind of just lost his cool a little bit. Maybe he's trying to obviously take some pressure off Russell Wilson, but
but what is the okay? Let's play in the I was about to say something else. Let's play in the sandbox for a second, okay?
Yeah.
He's calculated. calculated for what? Like, what could the intention be? I get the intention of potentially deflecting off your own players, but obviously by you saying it, then all of a sudden we're like,
Now the
Like
Jets are just
you?
pissed off. Now you just made a harder Week 5 game. I don't know what the end goal
100%.
is. Yeah, just be like, oh,
Yeah.
look,
Aaron
we're
Rodgers
gonna
is throwing for 7,000 yards. I don't know what the betting odds are. He's throwing for 7,000 yards in that game. That
He's
is going to
gonna
be a
have-
bloodbath.
He's gonna have that Brett Favre against the Cardinals game where he throws 6
Oh
touchdowns.
yeah, 6 touchdowns. Oh yeah, baby.
Poor
It works
Anquan
for me.
Boldin got killed in that
I
game.
can't wait. That'll be. I'm going to make a lot of money that week on any of the daily fantasy. Phenomenal.
Dude, those were
Phenomenal
bizarre
content right there.
comments. I was not expecting that. And because, I'm like working, people are like, do you see the Sean Payton comments? I'm like, what would Sean Payton have to say about the Jets? Who cares?
Yeah, right. We don't play them till week 5. Right.
Yeah, and how about what a response from Aaron Rodgers? How good has Rodgers been? The thing with Rodgers is it's almost like all the stuff that we've heard. And, you hear some negative stuff about Rodgers, but he still always won. He was always a winner. You always heard these weird things. It's almost like he's been too pleasant so far. I kind of want him to do something annoying, so like get out of his system. But like he can't be like, this awesome all the time. I don't know. Maybe he could. I don't know.
Yeah, I just saw him on Up and Adams. I don't know if the clip had gone viral yet, but they asked him about the Sean Payton comments and said like she set it up with Kay Adams. She's wonderful. She set it up with something to the effect of like the Sean Payton comments. Are you done, or do you want to move on to something? It's like, oh no, I have more to say. And she went, oh, please do. He's like, not now, but I will. And I'm like, oh,
Pat
my
McAfee's
God.
getting ready. I'm sure he'll say it on that show.
Oh yeah. Oh God, he's so pissed. And
If
by the
you're
way,
not gonna
you
say
think
it to
he's
Kay Adams? Who are you going to say it to? I'd say anything to her.
That's also true. Oh my God, I saw the fans in the Sauce Kay Adams tweet.
So funny. Sauce like, relax.
That was an awesome response. That was fantastic. So I was taking that. Do you think he still does? Obviously, the Pat McAfee things every week. Do you think that continues?
I would think so, right? What
Yeah, I didn't even think one way or the other. I assumed, but like then I started thinking about it. I'm like,
once I said, I realized it hasn't happened. But
yeah, right. Because normally it's an in-season thing, but still, so obviously it's coming up.
Yeah, I would imagine that it continues.
Okay. All right. What about Robert Saleh's decision to basically, and I'll set it up because it's a long ass stock up, stock down, but Robert Saleh said on Michael Kay show that basically there's no chance the starters are playing and Aaron Rodgers for that matter. If they do, it'll be the Giants game, but he seems super non-committal to that. So Robert Saleh's decision with the preseason plan, stock up, stock down in your mind.
I absolutely love it. I cannot stand preseason injuries. I guess the negative would be maybe you're a little bit less prepared week 1.
In theory, they say a little rusty, potentially getting the kinks out and whatnot.
That
would be the plan.
The Jets have had so many obnoxious training camp injuries over the year. You had Wilson last year with the knee. You had Avery Williamson tear his ACL.
Falcons game.
Yep. Sanchez in the Snoopy Bowl in 2013.
Giants.
Just like you just this year, can the Jets Matt and I talk about this on our show all the time. Stay away from our top 8 guys. Can we have 1 year where our top 8 players just don't have a vicious injury? And it always happens.
That seems fair.
It always happens. The Jets haven't had their quarterback play 16 or whatever, the full season, start and finish every single game since 2013 with Geno Smith.
Whoa. Oh, well, start and finish. Okay, start and finish. Fitzpatrick start, right. Yeah, he started the game but got injured during it. Yes.
That game killed us, so the Jets won game out of the playoffs. It's another example of that. And
that's true. That's a good point.
Josh McCown in 2017 was having a very nice year, and then he got hurt against the Broncos. So just anything that the Jets could do to stay healthy, I'm happy with. I'm excited to see some of these guys lower in the depth chart because that's where a lot of these battles are this year. The Jets have such a veteran roster now, where you have all these established starters. It's going to be exciting to see Mekhi Becton in this game. It's going to be exciting to see Zach Wilson and Will McDonald and some of these young linebackers. So I'm excited for that. And I'm happy we don't have to worry about CJ Mosley tearing his Achilles and being, oh my God, the season's what the hell. So
yeah. What do you make about that one? That one is going viral, unfortunately, is Joe Tippmann. He said that he admitted that he had been overwhelmed at points. Connor Hughes, off of the Saleh quote, said that, Tippmann's not going to be an option this year. Stock up, stock down on Joe Tippmann. Are you overreacting to those comments?
No, I'm not going to overreact because the thing is what you want to hear is you want Connor Hughes to report, wow, Joe Tippmann, great hair, unbelievable, moving people around like stones, stuff like that. But
Yeah.
it's not been the case so far, and that's okay, especially because you have a guy like Rodgers, and especially because you have Connor McGovern, you're paying him nothing.
Yeah.
I think Connor
Correct.
McGovern and Rodgers cap it this year is like $10 million combined, which is
That's
hilarious.
correct. Wild.
So I'm happy. I like McGovern. And you have two should be terrific guards as well, so your interior should be strong. I'm nervous that Dwayne Brown hurt. I'm a big Becton guy.
Yeah.
And I still think I would be disappointed if the Jets trade Becton because
I would too. I would
because
too.
What are you going to get for him? What are you going to get, like a 4th round
I
pick?
mean, honestly, a half-eaten Snickers bar? Like, what are we talking about here? I mean, come on, man.
It depends how hungry you are, what the circumstances.
That's also true. Yeah.
But
Hey,
that's the point.
NYJ Mike.
Yeah.
What's this?
But in terms
we
of
know
that
the line.
analogy, we're not hungry. The Jets are in a win now, complete win now mode. You don't need a 4th round pick right now. Not that, of course, draft picks are value, yada yada yada. But I think the potential of a maxed out somehow Mekhi Becton figures it out, puts it all together. A maxed out Becton on this line is much more important than a mid round pick.
Because let's be honest, let's just put it in blunt terms here as we're going to wrap up the show here in a minute. But like in blunt terms, if you get, let's say it's a future pick, it's like, what else are you getting? I don't know. Your team is worse. Mekhi Becton's presence and body on this team is better than some future mid-ass round pick. How the hell does that help? We're all in right now. That does absolutely diddly for the New York Jets as far as I'm concerned. So that kind of chatter, like I said, I don't really buy into that at this point. All right, let me throw this one at you, and then we'll finish off here. There have been a lot of fans. I'll combine the Tippmann one with the Will McDonald. A lot of Jet fans are overreacting that their top 2 picks, again, their 1st-round pick and 2nd-round pick, are set to be either at this point on August 1st, role players, in Will McDonald's case, is a rotational guy, or non-existent, and they think that has made them these worst draft picks of all time for the Jets in this season. And I'll come back to bite them. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, look, I was shocked about the Will McDonald pick when it happened. I like most people thought the Jets were going to take Broderick Jones and then he got taken by the Steelers ahead of us. But it seemed at that moment like the Jets watching the draft live and the Steelers trade up to take Broderick Jones, and then the Jets took a while to make their pick. And there looked like it just was a look. It looked like Joe Douglas was confused, But then you watch the documentary later, and
you clearly see he wasn't. Yeah,
he wasn't on the board.
Right.
So I was really, really happy to see that. That gave me a lot more confidence in the pick. And look, for what the Jets want to do, Will McDonald, by all accounts, unless there's an injury, probably can't contribute that much this year because you have so many guys. Lawson and Jermaine Johnson looks great in camp so far, and Bryce Huff. JFM's got to play somewhere. Obviously, Quinnen. You have the big dogs in the middle with Jefferson and Woods, and it's a really talented defensive line. But so it would have been nice to take a position in need, especially like what we talked about, where this is a make or break couple of seasons. But I'm not going to kill the Jets for that. I really like the Tippmann pick also, and that is a position in need, is offensive line. So I'm happy with it. I'm not going to jump all over Will McDonald. And at the end of the day, the Jets ended up with Aaron Rodgers and a potential for a sick pass rusher. So
yeah.
I
also look at that as well. I know that doesn't technically count, but Aaron Rodgers' acquisition to me is like this bonus draft pick thing. I know you're using actual assets in the future, but he's like an addition that has to be kind of factored into the whole picture. NYJ Mike, before we get you out of here, plug your beautiful show with NYJ, the other NYJ, the NYJ Matt. Make sure you plug your show. Where can people watch and listen to more of your guys' stuff?
Yeah, Boy Green, thanks for having me on, bro. I appreciate it. We got to get you on the pod. So Matt and I, we do the Broadway Jets podcast, mostly the Broadway Jets YouTube channel. You look us up, Broadway Jets. We'll put out a couple videos every week. I'll make some highlight films that we'll throw up on there. We'll try to get some good guests like your Boy Green. Just chat Jets, all things current events. Find us on Twitter, NYJ Mike, NYJ Matt. Just have a ton of fun, make some memes, laugh about the Jets. We know our stuff, but we like to have a good time with it. And what a season is incoming. I can't even believe it. Every day I wake up, I'm like, if I'm going to spend a lot of my life looking at this team, might as well be like this. This is the way to do it.
This is it. I can't again. It's August 1st right now, so obviously, literally, as seconds, minutes, and things go by, we're getting closer and closer to
Good.
September 11th. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with my hands. I don't know what I'm going to be doing as I'm like Aaron Rodgers, Jets, the throwback unis. What's happening here? Like I'm going to have no idea what's going on, but I am ready for it. Buckle the seatbelt. Let's friggin' go. I am so lit up and ready for the season. NYJ Mike.
12-5. Yeah. Come on.
12-5. There you go. Beautiful. Which, by the way, would tie the most regular season wins in Jets regular season franchise history. 13 would top it. So we'll see, baby. Rub those hands together. Let's see if we can make it happen. NYJ Mike, thanks for joining us, brother. And we'll have to do this again soon.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it.
There he is, Boy Green Daily, and we'll be back tomorrow morning at 7:30. And also, we got some big guests later today. Just a flex on you. You'll see them. You'll see them on the channel, baby. A couple of big-time guests. That's how we do. So stay tuned to the channel. Like the video. Hit subscribe down below. We'll see you then. Peace out, brothers.